I got smoke, man. I do. I got smoke. And my smoke is with you financial gurus that are sending these people into these high business credit loans without knowing what they're doing. I think y'all are reckless. I think it's dangerous. And I think it's downright foul what y'all are doing to these people. I think this advice is ticking time bomb for these people that are going into these business loans not knowing exactly what they're doing. And y'all are just recommending, oh, get you a LLC, go get you $100,000 in business credit, and y'all gonna get rich. That's not how it works. And I think y'all know exactly what y'all doing. Y'all trying to sell a course, and y'all trying to get these people to just sign up for y'all course, go and get business credit, but y'all not really caring about what happens to these people at the end of their business journey. And trust me, I understand how appealing it is when you hear somebody say, oh, if you get an LLC and you get an EIN, you could go get $100,000 in business credit and you're going to get rich. Trust me, I know how appealing that sounds, but that's not really truly how it works. So here's why I have smoke with that, right? The reason why it's not as simple as go get the credit and you're going to be rich is a couple of things. One is debt overload, right? What that means is people go into these high business credit loans and don't understand exactly what it means to have debt. They really don't understand what it means to owe that much money on their business, right? So Lashes Bate doesn't need $100,000 of business credit when they're making $2,000 a month and cash flowing $300. That's not how business works, right? You have to be able to scale your revenue in order to be able to justify your business credit, right? And if you have anybody telling you go get that credit and put anything other than the real finances on the application, those people don't care about you. Those people are going to send you to jail, right? And that's what happened during those PPP loans, is that these people were sending you to go get these PPP loans. Just put your name down, you just got a LLC 3 weeks ago, and then put your name down and say you need a PPP loan, and then you got that loan and you don't understand what it's for, how much you owe, and if you're going to get forgiven, right? Most of the time when you go get business credit, the requirement is you have 2 years to 3 years of proven cash flow, right? So your business is generating and you know how to manage your expenses, and there's proof of concept. If your business does not meet those requirements, do not go get that loan. The next reason is the amount of interest and fees that come with these business loans, right? Let's say, for example, Sammy has his power washing business, right? And he's generating, let's say, $3,000 a month, and $500 of that is cash flow that goes back into his pocket. Now you get whoever it is telling Sammy, go get that $100,000 business credit. But Sammy doesn't understand that for a loan that big, if let's say you're doing 5 years, 8% to 12% interest, Sammy's gonna owe $2,000 a month for 5 years straight on this business credit loan, right? So Sammy needs to understand that I can't just go do shit like that. Even if I meet the criteria of having a business for 2 years that's cash flowing, the bank could lend it to me. I need to have enough revenue and cash flow not only to cover that payment, but also I need to have the research to cover how exactly I'm going to use that capital. You can't just spend money anywhere in a business. You need to know exactly where it is. You need to know where your demand is. You need to know where your customers are. You need to know what they need and where to spend that money. Is Sammy gonna go hire people? Is Sammy gonna buy a new truck? Is Sammy gonna buy more power? Sammy doesn't know any of that. He just knows I have a business and I can handle this amount of clients, this amount of demand, but he doesn't know anything about market. He doesn't know anything about segmentation, anything like that, right? But you're sending Sammy to go get $100,000 in business credit, and you don't understand the ramifications of that, right? God forbid, let's say Sammy's business goes under. Sammy is stuck with that business, right? Sammy is stuck with that business loan and all the expenses that come with it. $2,000+ a month is not small change. That's somebody's rent, right? So getting people stuck in these crazy get rich quick business credit LLC schemes is crazy to me. Another piece is a lot of these people do not tell you, and you might not realize that your personal credit most likely is on the line for these business credits, right? Unless you're a large corporation, you do not have an entity-based credit. You have a business credit loan that is based off of your credit as a guarantor, right? You are the person backing that. So even if your business goes down, you will most likely still be responsible for the payments on that loan, right? So not only will your business credit get destroyed, but your personal credit will get destroyed if you get to a point where you cannot afford those payments, right? Things happen, and sometimes they don't go as planned, and you need to have a backup plan. I truly, honestly believe you should not get into any of these really high leverage loan situations unless you have enough revenue to back it up. Next is people misusing that credit, right? Say you get approved and you get $100,000 in your bank account. A lot of people are not professional enough to truly say, I'm only going to use that $100,000 on my business. And I've seen it a lot. I've seen, even with the PPP situation, people were getting $100,000, $50,000, $40,000, $60,000, $70,000 in PPP loans, and they were getting vacations to Cancun. They were buying Mercedes. They were buying the Corvette. They were buying the AP. They were buying everything that ever came to mind, without realizing that this loan was supposed to be for you to cover payroll during COVID if you had a business that was still open. And so you don't realize any of that. You're like, oh, I'm a business owner. I got $100K in my bank account. I'm about to go splurge. But you don't realize you got to make those payments and your credit is on the line. So if you are going to get into that and you do have the revenue to back it up, make sure you use that money correctly. Make sure you have it deposited in a business bank account. Make sure you have accounting set up so that you know exactly where that money is going. And when the tax man knocks on your door, you know exactly how much taxes you have to pay on that. So if you ask me, here are the steps where if you do go get that $100,000 business credit for your LLC, for your revenue generating and cash flowing business, these are what I would consider the best practices to go through, right? So one, you need to have a clear business plan. Your business needs to be defined down to the lowest level, from who owns it, who works and does what, who's responsible for what. If something goes wrong, whose head is on the line for results, accountability, and changes going forward, right? Your business plan needs to be completely bulletproof so that the bank can give you the best rate possible, because the bank will determine what rate you get off of your business credit, right? It could be 4%, it could be 14, 15% based on how risky the bank determines you to be. So get your business plan buttoned up. The second piece is having a strategy for where you're going to spend that money on day one, right? Because usually business credit loans, you have somewhere between 45 to 90 days before you have to start making your first payment. And if you know your first payment is going to be $1,000 to $2,000, you need to have a laid out financial plan that says, in the first 90 days, I'm going to invest in a piece of my business that will cover those business payments, those loan payments, plus have some extra to mean that my loan is going to give me a return on interest. And it doesn't have to be the first month you get your return on investment for that $100K, but by the end of that loan, you should have some sort of cash flow idea of, I'm going to pay back this $100,000 plus the 15% interest on that. I need to make sure that my business will at least grow more than what I just spent on this loan, right? Because you have to pay it back plus interest. So you need to really be sure that you're going to spend it on inventory, you're going to spend it on growing your business, you're going to spend it on things that make your business more profitable so that you can pay the loan back and you get most of the profit back after that loan is paid off and your business keeps growing. And the last piece I really want you guys to understand is only borrow what you can afford to pay back or what you can understand the ramifications of, right? If your business is only making $40,000 in a year in revenue and your cash flow is probably going to be somewhere like $10,000 if you have a good 25% margin, you need to understand that $100,000 in business credit is most likely not where you want to be. Because even if you had no expenses for your business, it would take you 3 years to pay off that loan, right? From all the revenue you're making. And you understand when you run a business, You have to pay for payroll, you have to pay for expenses, you have to set money aside for taxes, and you have to be able to cash flow and make a profit so that your owner's equity in the business increases, so your business is more valuable. So make sure you understand exactly what you can afford, right? Instead of going for 100,000, go for 10,000, right? Go for exactly what you need. If you have a nail salon and you need extra tables and you need to hire someone, go for 30,000 instead of 100,000, right? You can pay that person for the next however long, and then that person can increase your revenue, and in turn, they'll increase your cash flow and your profit so that you can pay back that $30,000 loan. And now your business, instead of just being you have 2 more tables, you have 2 more employees, and your revenue increased threefold, right? Because now you have more outreach, you're more legitimate, and more people are coming to you because they know, oh, it's not just Tay, it's Tay and her 2 employees that are getting paid, right? So please make sure you understand where your business is going and how much you can afford to get as business credit and what you actually need instead of what you can get. Don't just get the max, because the banks, they want you to be in that position where you have to pay them back plus interest, right? As long as they know you can pay that payment, they don't care how your business goes. So just be mindful of that and always keep that in mind. So just to recap, I had to get this off my chest, but make sure you are very careful when you're sitting here on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever on the internet, and you're hearing these people say, just go get an EIN, go get an LLC, start a business, and go get your business credit without any proof of income, without any proof of profitability, and without any idea of your business plan or your financial plan for your business. You need to understand all of these things before you even consider credit. And when you're a smaller business, the first thing you need to do, in the first place you need, is to raise capital yourself. Save, reinvest in your business from money you already have. So when you get credit, it's to increase your business without putting yourself or your business in jeopardy. You need to be able to have a nest egg so that you can cover at least the next 6 to 12 months of those business payments, right? And that's really dangerous when you get this much leverage without being able to pay any of the loan back, right? Things happen. COVID happened and a lot of business had to shut down and things like that happen. So you need to be able to pay some of it back when you need to. So long story short, be careful out there on the internet, and you know what your business can handle and exactly how much you can afford. And if you don't, comment down below and I'll help you. I do this for a living. I'm a financial analyst. I do budgeting, forecasting, and all that stuff, personal budgeting. So if you need any help with saving, budgeting, anything like that, comment down below, Money Corner, and we can have a conversation. Really, that's where I want to go, is having conversations on this channel with regular people who aren't gurus, who are not just trying to go get rich quick, but who really needs an idea of where to go with their finances, right? Where their life is heading and what plans they want to get into, and do they want to save for a house, get a new car? Where do they invest their money so that they can retire? That's what I'm here for. I'm not one of those gurus that's like, go get you $100,000 loan and none of that. No, I'm here to tell you how to save, how to budget, and how to invest your money. That's that, and I'm doing it for free. So if you want to have that conversation, hit DM, comment Money Corner down below, and let's get to work, man. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe. Make sure you comment, make sure you share, and make sure you turn your notifications on so that every time we drop a video, you are the first one to know. Until next time, it's been fun.